All right, welcome back, folks. This is another week where we've been interrupted. As I said in the last video where I did this, teaching history for me is not 100% just what happened way back when, what happened in the past, what should we know about history. Teaching history is how to let people see not only what mistakes should we not repeat, what triumphs and successes should we try to repeat, but also when those things are being repeated. This one is a bit more of a recent history than what we've been looking at in the last several sessions, but we are exactly repeating history, and we're repeating several different years. I talked about this yesterday in my video about Ruth Bader Ginsburg, but in 1992, then Senator Joseph Biden made a speech on the Senate floor about how no president should nominate a Supreme Court justice during a presidential election year. Of course, this is when George Herbert Walker Bush was running for re-election while Bill Clinton was running to replace him. We have had a vacancy on the court during that year, and Herbert Walker decided to honor that speech's request and not nominate anyone. And we know exactly how that went. 27 years ago today, William Jefferson Clinton, well, not today, but 27 years ago, William Jefferson Clinton was inaugurated as the 42nd President of the United States and nominated Ruth Bader Ginsburg to the court, and we saw exactly what that meant. We had a Supreme Court justice who advocated for abortion on demand, advocated for lowering the age of consent for sexual intercourse to either 12 or 9, and many other far, far, far left policies. In 2016, Barack Obama could not run for re-election. He was in his lame duck administration year. There was very little he could do. I mean, during that last several months, he basically just held the seat and issued pardons for whoever he wanted to. But he nominated Merrick Garland during 2016, during the presidential election year, during his lame duck administration year, and the Democrats went insane because the Senate would not just confirm Garland. Anyone who brought up Joe Biden's speech in 1992, that is not what he meant. It is not what he meant. You're misinterpreting. How do you misinterpreting no president should nominate to fill a vacancy during a presidential election year? That is exactly what he said. He said, if you're up for election or if you're on your way out, it doesn't matter. Do not nominate anyone. Obama decided, doesn't apply to me. Now, to logical thinking people, that is Obama, basically the head of the DNC, saying the rule we demanded, in that case 24 years ago, is now over. But here is where it gets interesting. First, if we look at this article, this is Nancy Pelosi floating the idea of trying to impeach President Trump for doing what the Constitution says is his duty. Literally saying, I'm going to start impeachment proceedings to obstruct him. This is literally the DNC saying it is an impeachable offense to not obey us. They're admitting to the world that they are nothing but a party of tyrants and fools who believe that their word is law and they are above the law. We have others. Jerry Nadler. Democrats threaten to pack the court if Republicans vote on Ginsburg replacement. The very people who scream, Trump is packing the court, he's packing the court to destroy the country. The very people who scream that are the ones now saying, we're going to pack the court and ruin you. They're not even hiding their tyranny anymore. They're not even trying to hide that in their black-hearted soul, they honestly believe the world is here to serve them. What they don't acknowledge is that in 2016, then Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg said, nothing in the Constitution prevents a final year SCOTUS pick. Now, I have one thing to say about this article. This is not a final year for President Trump. I know the Democrats have already said He's out. He's gone. We're all voting against him. I haven't seen but one Biden sign in my entire area. And I do a lot of traveling on the weekends. I go all over the place, not just to and from work. I see Trump signs and flags and stickers everywhere. And a lot of people on Twitter are saying the same thing. They don't hardly see any Biden, anything. His rallies draw dozens, while Trump's rallies draw thousands and have to turn them away. We've already had Pennsylvania, Michigan, and I believe one other state openly say we're going to not agree to call the election. We're going to hold off for weeks so that we can find more ballots. I don't understand how people don't see the Democratic Party for the party of tyrants that they are. It is unfathomable to me to think even someone who did not graduate high school has to be able to understand when a group of people tell you, we're going to do this, but you're not allowed to do what's in the Constitution, and we're going to break the law to stop you. I don't know how anyone with a brain can see that that is 100% wrong. Never forget that McCain Palin had a woman running for vice president, and the Democrats attacked her mercilessly. They destroyed everything they could about her record. But now, and also 4 years ago, that you cannot attack them. They're women. They deserve respect, but not Sarah Palin. Ben Carson is a neurosurgeon, extremely brilliant man. Happens to also be African American. They attack him mercilessly. But how dare you say that all lives matter when a BLM thug is beating you to death? How dare you suggest your life matters? It's as if Sarah Palin's not a woman and Ben Carson isn't black. For those of you who listen to talk radio, the David Webb Show, brilliant man. And he had Ariva, something or other, from, I believe, well, I don't know what organization she's with. I don't listen to her stuff. But she said that David Webb had white privilege. When he asked her why, she said on account of he being a white male. And he had to say, Ariva, I'm black. She didn't apologize. She didn't do anything except throw her team under the bus. Well, my team didn't tell me that. Ariva, you're an adult. How did you not understand that? Kamala Harris, as the AG for California, put innocent people in jail, hiding evidence to keep them in jail for minor drug offenses, in some cases, in others nothing, and fought to keep them there. Now, she's admitted that she smoked pot in college, apparently listening to music that hadn't been released yet, and demands that we just obey her. During the debate, she vehemently defended all of Biden's sexual assault accusers. But now, she probably doesn't even want to acknowledge the name Tara Reid. It's very simple, and it has always been very simple. The Democrats are the party of tyranny and subjugation. They have only one goal, and that is to rule the country as royalty. They don't stop tax loopholes because they use them. They just scream and yell when others use them. AOC is the poster child for this. I can guarantee she's not paying any taxes that she is not absolutely forced to. But she screams and yells that Amazon was going to be handed cash because of tax abatements, because she's too ignorant a tool to understand that a tax abatement means if your tax burden is $1 billion, we're going to cut that by half to $500 million, meaning you're still paying money into the tax system. You're just not paying as much. But she demanded that the money that they were giving to Amazon be given to her to spend in New York. And when people point out that she's an ignorant tool and doesn't understand, she just goes off the deep end. It's exactly what we're seeing here. 1992, Joe Biden coined the Biden rule, and people praised him to the high heavens for it, for defending democracy. 2016, he didn't say boo as Obama nominated Merrick Garland. I still maintain Scalia's death was extremely suspicious, and Obama still nominated Garland. Ginsburg said there's nothing unconstitutional about nominating anybody during a presidential election year. Yet now that Donald Trump is up for re-election, not a lame duck president, and is floating the idea of filling this seat, people are losing their ever-loving minds. The Democrats have openly said that when they finally manage to steal back power, they're going to unconstitutionally remove everyone they don't like from their position and replace them and pack the government with tyrants. I don't like the idea, but I don't see how this is not going to end incredibly badly for all sides. The thugs rioting are already seeing citizens standing up saying, no, you're not going to burn my business down. You're not going to steal from me. You're not going to beat me to a pulp. Liberals are trying to arrest the ones defending their homes, their businesses, and their lives, while other liberals on the news or in Congress are saying, no, you just have to let them protest. The country is at the tipping point. Democrats are doing all they can to cheat their way to power. And if they succeed, this country will burn. It's up to us. I have never and will never advocate voting straight ticket. But you need to actually listen to the candidate. Joe Biden has said he will destroy the energy industry here in the U.S. He has said he will raise your taxes. He has said he will disarm you unconstitutionally. He has admitted that he will have you living as horrible a life as you can in his administration. Harris has already said the Harris administration with Joe Biden, admitting her plan, if they manage to steal the election, is to push him out of the way and become the top dog. And if that happens, she'll destroy the energy industry, she'll raise your taxes sky high, she will subjugate the living crap out of you after disarming you, and you will be wholly dependent on her benevolence for your life. Donald Trump has already paused payroll taxes and has said he will make that permanent, so you don't have to pay them back if reelected. He wants to lower your taxes even further. Nominate originalists, constitutionalists to judgeships and to the Supreme Court. To not pander to our enemies, to in fact send terrorists running. Crying out loud, he's been nominated more than once for the Nobel Prize because he's actually brokered peace deals in the Middle East, something unthought of until now. And the Democrats lie to demand you hate the person working for you, working for free for you. It's up to you who you vote for. I'm sure you can tell by my shirt who I'm voting for. But it's not because of Republican or Democrat or Independent or Libertarian or any party. It's because I have looked at the issues and where each candidate stands on each issue. I've listened to their speeches. I've suffered through Harris and Biden's speeches. Heard them say with their own voice, they will raise my taxes. They will take away my Second Amendment rights. They will open our borders. They will subjugate the planet if allowed. My only response to that is I'll die before I live under that rule. And they honestly don't care. They'll kill everyone they have to solidify their rule. They've already got their sycophants in BLM and Antifa and the rest openly calling for the murder of all who do not bow. So the only question is, are you going to live on your feet or die on your knees bowing to a tyrant? And It really is that simple. Let me know what you think, but as always, remain civil. Yes, I get passionate in these videos, and that is because I feel very strongly about these issues. Next week, we'll return with class time, but unfortunately, real life does get in the way of a lecture now and then. This one actually is going to post on today, Sunday, but this is generally when I do my research and make my notes, build together my timeline for a video, and I spent the time looking at these. So I may be able to still put the video out this week, I don't know. I'm calling that it won't, just in case. That way it's, plan for the worst, pray for the best. So we'll see what happens. The next one in the series is just looking at the timeline of the Revolutionary War and the ideas behind the Constitution. Now, I've had this in my description for a while, but if you want one of these, email me. There's an email address in the description box. No cost. I'm not even asking for 50 cents for a stamp or a quarter for an envelope. I will happily send those out. I have several hundred sitting right over there. When I run out, I'll tell you, and I'll keep a list of who wants them, and I'll order more when I can. But I firmly believe every American should have this in their pocket at all times. This is the law of the land, not whatever a Democrat wants. Make sure to like and share the video so we can widen the conversation and grow the channel. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, and I will see you guys next time.